All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live well here at Fish North Georgia this Tuesday night. Hope everybody's doing great. Glad you guys could hang around and come talk with us. See a couple of you already there in the comment section. Of course, if you're watching this at a later date, hey, we appreciate you guys as well. Me and Mr. Clint right there, all laid out on his couch, just nice and comfortable. He is
Yeah.
right there. We got a pretty good conversation we're going to have with you guys. We're going to talk about the Bassmaster Elites on Lake Murray. That starts Thursday, right? Thursday.
Yep.
Am I correct?
Thursday.
And then we're also going to kind of bring in with you guys a little bit of this post spawn funk that a lot of guys I've been seeing, they've been telling everybody, fishing's really tough right now. So we might try to break down the post spawn funk a little bit. So, Paul Bork, what are you doing right there? The
Bork.
man.
He's gonna be my camber boat this weekend at Murray. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, Lord, Paul, I wouldn't let nobody know you know Clint, but yeah, it will be fun. It will be fun. Now, the weather good once this thing passes
I
Thursday
don't
morning?
know. It looks like some May thunderstorms might be rolling around, so we'll see.
May thunderstorms like that. All right, let me take care of a couple of things, a couple of pieces of business, and then we will get into the conversation. So, guys, you heard me. If you were on the Fish North Georgia group page yesterday, we talked about our buddy John Wilson. You guys see him in the comment section. He's always fishing on the Oconee River. Unfortunately, lost a daughter and a grandchild in a car accident Sunday night, and we he's one of our family here. And there's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to be doing to help him. But one thing is already kind of sprung up among the kayak community. And again, you can see it right there on the screen. They're going to have a benefit kayak tournament for John Wilson and the family. Now, this is a month-long tournament. It's one of them things some kayakers, they do like that. So June 1st through June 30th, it's going to be a Tourney X, black bass, you got to have your right catch boards, all that stuff, all the things you special guys, you kayak guys do like that. $50 entry fee, and 100% of that is going to the family. Now, several people on the group page and everything, they put this out there. But if you have some questions about it, you can text Daniel Woodcock at 912-247-5166. And, you know, let's show this man some love. And John, if you end up watching this at later, I know I talked to you this morning, dude. We love you here, and we are definitely thinking about you and keeping you in our prayers. So you guys, you kayakers, step up and help out one of your own right there. And of course, listen, Fish is a Hope. They're always doing these good things as well. Just fished a tournament with them this past weekend, but they've got another one coming up. The next one is going to be, I believe, it is June 30th or June 13th. Excuse me, June 13th. And this is going to be back on Lake Notley. They're going to be helping out the Holbrook family. The husband of that family is in hospice care right now, and Pam Holbrook is having to run the household and everything. It's just a really tough time. The business as well, really tough time for them. Tony and the gang over there, they want to show them some love. So this is going to be June 13th. There you go. Lake Notley. It's $100, 50/50 payout. If you want to go ahead and register, contact Tony Watkins, 706-897-7557. And again, a great organization to be a part of. And then I've been telling you guys this Father's Day weekend. The Georgia Outdoor Festival Expo, that's June 20th through the 21st. 12 to 6 each day at Cherokee County Veterans Park. The Cherokee County Park and Rec, along with Black Sheep Promotions, is putting this on. Fish North Georgia is helping out. Again, free to the public. All right. Live music, food vendors, outdoor gear experiences, guest speakers, seminars. And again, if you're a company and you want to have a booth, hit me up. I will definitely help you out. Get you 25% off your booth fee. But again, if you just want to go hang out with everybody, come see us. It's free. We fathers, we always end up getting a tie. Well, now we have a whole weekend dedicated to ourselves, thanks to Cherokee County Park and Rec and Black Sheep Promotion. So we hope to see you guys there. Uh, Ron, how you doing? A lot of you guys right there. Joshua, yeah, camera boat driving, Danny. It's going to be awful, Paul, for you. I'm already. Is that really as hard as I mean the driving part? Because I know you got the camera and all that, but how much is involved in him putting you in the right spot?
The biggest thing is we're just running around trying to find these guys, but the hard part is it's full blown herring spawn. So these guys are going to be either camping forever on a point, or they're going to be literally making two casts and going to the next point. So it's going to be tough to keep up with these guys. Hopefully, we've got enough of them in view. But really, as a camera boat driver, you got to put them you got to be willing to bounce around, but it's a lot of times you can kind of set up in an area and then just watch a couple of guys, and then once they get out of there, then you kind of pick up and move. But it's really it's not too bad.
Who pays for the gas?
That would be me.
Oh, you're covering the gas.
Hmm.
We'll get you out on one of my 10 rigs right there, and we'll go around
Yeah,
at 5 miles
yeah,
an hour. Just give me a new battery and everything.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's going to be really cool to see what you come up with as far as pictures and all that. Tyler Clark, haven't tuned in for a while. Caught my PB 8-pounder a few weeks ago on Jordan Lake up in North Carolina. Ready to get on the water again. Well,
That's awesome.
where you been?
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats for where you been. And Jarrett, hey, over there on TikTok. And let's see, Atlanta Outdoors. Let me go ahead and hit him up real quick. What's up, Casey Weaver? Trying to decide between ordering an Arc Gravity spinning reel or Stratic from Japan tonight. Thoughts? I can't tell you enough. I won't talk about the Stratic, but I do have some Arc spinning reels I got to try out. Smooth. I don't know how a side by side comparison is. Maybe Clint, you might know, but it's the Arc is smooth. The one I had was is a really really good reel.
I'd take the chance on the arc. Like, I mean, Shimano is consistent, but like, you might be able to find something really good with the arc. I don't know anything about them, but I mean, you can always fall back on a Shimano. If you hate it, sell it. I mean,
Yeah,
try something new. You might fall in love with it and buy five. Who knows?
I will be fishing with one again this weekend, so it's on mine. I forget the model. Old Paul Benson gave it to me, and I just stuck it on there. I think he wanted it back, but since the store's closed down, he's not getting it back. What's up, Tony? Alex?
It's so funny. We always talk about it every time we see each other. We're like, we live like 10 minutes from each other and we
Yeah.
never see each other unless we're on the road somewhere.
You and Paul?
Yeah. Paul
Mhm.
Benson.
Oh, Paul Benson. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about. Yeah, no.
No, Bork's in Columbia.
That's what I thought. Paul's a good dude, though. Paul Benson is a good dude. I really
Both
like him.
Pauls. Pauls are pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't met a Paul I don't like yet. Casey Weaver finally caught him a fish on a koiki style
Nice.
bait. There you go. So, and his
Join the
first
movement.
was a wake walker this week. So anyway, and Alex says he loves his purrs. Or Alex Purr says he loves his art. He does love him some purrs too, right there.
He
So
loves him some purrs.
yeah, and Tony said he talked to old Paul today too. So there you go. All right,
Nice.
let's go ahead and jump into conversation again, guys. We're gonna two things: the elites and this post spawn. And I told Clint, it might be that it comes together because of the timing of this event on Murray. So give me your thoughts real quick. Clint, going up there, they have the scope, right? This is a
Yep.
scope event. So we know a lot of the guys. I actually I'm gonna let you talk a bit, but I actually pulled up some Vegas style odds that I want you to hear. And what's up, cranking and
That'd be
yanking?
cool. Yeah, I saw that.
Bent necks.
What's up, cranking and yanking?
But
That's
anyway,
funny.
let's go ahead and kind of give me your kind of throw it out there from 40,000 feet. What you expect? What you think the fishing will be?
I think it's going to be really fun to watch, especially like if you got some storms blowing through or whatever, that's going to change it up a little bit. It was at first it was looking super consistent with the weather, but now these storms kind of might shake things up a little bit. You're going to see guys catching them on fun stuff.
Mhm.
Everybody you watch is going to be on something that looks fun. Like it's not going to be a whole lot of like I mean, there might be a little bit of drop shot and stuff like that, but most of it, I want to say, is going to be some crazy top water blow up, some shallow cranking, herring spawn stuff, throwing a spinnerbait in the dirt. Like it's going to be a lot of bouncing around, a lot of guys moving around, and a lot of schooling fish activity. You might see some guys like fishing super shallow for some like cruisers, some of the brim spawn, bluegill spawn, all that type of stuff. Like we're going to see this is going to be a very versatile tournament, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I think that you're just going to have a lot of guys doing a lot of different things, and so it should be fun for everybody to watch. And Murray is going to be known for like some big ones. You're going to see 20 to 25 pounds a day in the top 10, and I think that's going to be consistent across all 4 days. So you're looking at 90 to 100 pounds. Could we see a century belt possibly? But they are post spawn. We have to remember that. So I still think it's going to be between 90 and 100 pounds. Take the lead.
Yeah, that sounds right. The Koiki needs a haircut for sure. Cranking and yanking wants to know how deep is Lake Murray on average?
I would say average depth. I don't know.
It's not like
We
Lanier.
should Google it real quick.
He's, Google is your friend right here on the
Yeah,
show. If
I don't want to spread false information.
It's okay, we ain't got but a handful of guys that watch us.
You never know.
You know,
Could be
while you
the
look, while you look.
average depth is 41 to 60 foot, so it does
Okay,
still get
ooh.
pretty deep out there. Maximum of 200 foot, 200 feet near the dam, 50,000 acre lake. A
Oh,
lot of the creeks are 15 to 30 foot depths in the southern and eastern arms, but yeah, average depth between 40 and 60. So you still got those creeks with access to deep water, similar to a linear. It's basically a wide linear. Like if you took linear as a photo and you went like spread it out, that's kind of what Murray's like.
gotcha. So does it have the timber?
No,
Okay,
there's
so
not a whole lot of timber in
not a
there.
whole lot of timber. Now, again, too, and this is going to be a largemouth bite, guys, with blueback herons
Yep.
running around everywhere. So it is a different thing. But I remember watching Walters in 24. That was just some of the best. I remember they had the camera on McKinney. They had them on. That was some really cool stuff to watch that last tournament.
It was a lot of herringy stuff too, obviously with it being a herring place, but like if you guys watch this tournament, you're gonna find a lot of sneaky techniques and ways that you can go catch them on linear right now, on Alatuna right now, all these
Mm-hmm.
spotted bass, herring lakes. The largemouth act a little different. They're a little bit harder to trigger than a spotted bass, but at the end of the day, the way that they're catching these finicky, smart, super smart largemouth is the same way we can replicate it on our lakes around here for sure.
That's right. And Clayton, I think Lanier is still like 5.5 foot deep. I think it's somewhere right in there, give or take a little bit. Um, Craftmaster says it's got grass back the last few years. Don't sleep on that. So there you go. That's
Yep.
interesting. So what I was doing. Oh, and also too, guys, real quick tonight we're going to do our members only drawing, and we're going to be giving away another Vault Tech Life Pod handgun case from Atlanta Safe House. $200 something gun case. Pretty awesome. I hope
That's
whoever
pretty
wins.
cool.
I hope whoever wins is close because it's going to cost me an ass load to ship it. it's got. It's. I mean, it ain't that heavy, but it's still.
Yeah.
But we'll do that about halfway through the show. Um. So AI is your friend. And of course, studying up a little bit before the show, I pulled up the last few events. I wanted to see what kind of the trend was
Yeah.
for Murray. I didn't realize that the elites had only been there 4 times. Did you know that?
Yeah, not a whole lot. And then you got the Forest Wood Cup. We just watched that
Yep.
this past weekend in 2017 that Atkins won.
Yeah. So here's your elites, the winners and the weights. But I think the time of the year kind of will help us see what's coming on. In 24, Patrick Walters won. Of course, he had 93 pounds, 15 ounces, very close to that century belt you're talking about. And that was in 24, this exact week, too, May 9th through the 12th. So pretty close in
Yep.
time. In 23, Drew Benton won with 87 even. That was
That was in
April.
April. Yeah.
Yep. In 2010, Kevin Van Dam won. Now, it was in April. Just guess the weight, just to see if you think there's a difference with the forward facing
64
sonar.
pounds.
Hell no, 83 pounds, 5 ounces, dude.
Hmm.
Which, hey, that's
That's still
KVD, right?
20 pounds a day.
Mm-hmm. Now, in 2008, Davey Height won. Okay. Now guess that weight again. And it was in March.
In 2008 in
Mm-hmm.
March, Lake
Yep.
Murray, 4 days, full 4 days. I
Yeah.
would guess 72.
67 pounds, 4 ounces.
Dang.
So you see how, and I got to thinking too, I wonder when the bluebacks really took hold on Murray.
Yeah.
And if it was after KVD, then dude, he just had a hell of an event without, the way it is fishing now. So
Yeah.
uh Purr says the Craftmaster, I keep seeing him up there in the comments. The Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship is going to be out there too.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Now the MPFL went, I believe it was in 24, but it was in December. And
Hmm.
that was a shortened event. I think they only got like 2 days. That was when Welcher ended up edging out Cook for the AOY. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
But Bailey Gay went out there 39.15. So right at 20 pounds for each day right there. So, but I was kind of thinking, I wonder how the herring got in Murray and then how it changed the fishing. The weight we're gonna have forward facing sonar. I mean, it's going to be something similar to what Walters, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it's gonna play for sure. I mean, and also in that same tournament that Walters won, you had Koya Fujita catching fry garters in 10 foots, scoping them on a koiki back before anybody knew what it was. There's a lot of sneaky little fry guarding, all these like weird like 8 to 12 foot depth, targeting these floating fish that are just kind of roaming around post spawn and just kind of roamers. I
Hmm.
think you'll see some of that as well. A couple of these herring guys will probably dial that in.
Yeah, I got you. Now, just for fun, I used Gemini AI on this one. And of course, I want to know like Vegas odds. Before you and I talk about who we think is going to win, I wanted to kind of see what's the consensus in the artificial intelligence world. So I used Gemini. Now, I wanted the odds. You can't vote Vegas style. It's not on DraftKings or anything. So they need to change that. I think they need to get involved with fishing where we could actually wager some money and
Yep.
Georgia actually pass it where we can do that so we don't have to call my son's bookie out in Colorado to do that. But I want to pull this up right here. And so it gave me the favorites. All right. And it's an interesting list. And what I think AI hasn't captured yet, it's none of the young guns are on here. So it's going by past history on Murray and everything, lakes like that. So let's pull this up real quick if it will come up. Oh, yeah, there we go. I have to screen share, so I have to read it on my side over here, which is bigger. The heavy favorite, according to Gemini AI, is Patrick Walters at plus 110. He is the gold standard on this slate. He won here in 2024 by a massive margin. Betting against him, making the top 10 at Murray, is a bad move. What do you think about that right there, Clint?
I think he's gonna win. Honestly,
Do you think
like
he's going to win
I think he
again?
will.
Okay.
Um, just because of he is so good at adapting, and the thing is he's got the home field advantage to where like this is so scary with him going back to back from Murray with scope to Santee no scope. Like he knows Santee so well too. So it's scary what he could do. So I think I agree with the AI on that one because I think it's going to be one of those where he might not be leading day one, but then day two he's going to get a big bag, and then he's going to be hard to beat come day 3 and 4.
Yeah, just listen. If you're going to watch it, you might as well get used to 4 days of looking at Patrick Walters' ass because you're going to see it a
Yeah, you're
lot.
going to see his butt in those short shorts
You
for
know,
sure.
I hope he's at ICAST so I can rag him a little bit more.
Yeah,
Eddie, right here. Eddie's going to be marshaling at Murray this week. Hope the weather
that's
holds out.
awesome.
Yeah,
Eddie, come say hey if you see me out there.
absolutely. Let me pull this up, cranking and yanking real quick. He said, with that depth on the lake, I would expect early morning shallow and afternoon scoping. And
100%.
I think that's you're right on. See,
Yep,
cranking and yanking, you're learning.
he is.
We're teaching him the
He's
order of
getting
operations.
educated.
Educated. Bible Bass TV on TikTok. How you doing, buddy? Uh, okay, War Eagle. He said Fujita never mentioned officially that he used the Koiki.
He's never officially mentioned a single bait that he's actually using.
Do you think there'll be some new bait? The Strike King got a new crazy bait we don't know about. Paul,
Uh,
you out there in
um,
the
there might be. I think one of the
maybe?
sneaky ones that nobody's talking about is Bryant Smith. He's a from California herring guy, like gets it, and
Mm-hmm.
he's super sneaky and under the radar on stuff like that. I filmed with him on Lanier to where he's just absolutely blown my mind with stuff. I
Yeah,
like herring fishing stuff and some sneaky stuff. He also is pretty good friends with Patrick and Hamner and talks to those guys pretty regularly. So I think that's going to be your sleeper that he might do really well.
I got you. Let me just crank and yanking gave us that face. Yeah, crank and yanking. You know you like it. You do. It's like we're like the ugly girl at the bar that you end up taking home. You know, you might not tell anybody about us, but you know you love us.
I like
Uh,
what Paul said. Paul said, yes, the sneaky bait is a caffeine shad.
a
And
caffeine shad low. There you go. I
it
love it.
will get.
Um, now Tucker, Patricia says Tucker and Emil better step it up. Yeah, I think this will be a good tournament for both of them. I think it will.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of Emil in the lock?
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh,
Dude, it blew up too. Like that blew up his stupidity. He got got some yield out of that at least. That
So
was so funny.
my favorite part, and we know Emil, so I
Yeah,
mean, we know how he normally is, his face and his, his, but that one split second when the camera it was showing from the front, where you could see like
you could
that
see
was
panic in his
there
eyes.
was a oh shit moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
That was so fun.
He's lucky he had those scissors, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, but and then Paul Marks is like, "You did what? You did what? Really?" It's funny as all get goes.
Yeah.
So two great guys, and I think both of them are going to do very well. Tom, you got a good point right here, and I'm going to get to the other odds real quick. The Kentucky Derby came up 23-1 and won from that was pretty impressive. And I'm not a horse race guy, uh, but that was impressive. Craftmaster says the riser was born in that Derb with Koya. Was it? I don't remember. I don't remember that. So
No, the riser was born back in 2018.
you
I
think maybe he
think
made
was
it?
when God, who was it that was catching them on it really good? It was at that Chattoog tournament, that AOI tournament. They were catching them good on the riser.
Okay. What's up, Peg Leg on TikTok? Ain't seen you in a while. Hope everything's well with you.
Those Bubba scissors, though, if I had to cut rope with any scissors, it would be those Bubba scissors for
What
sure.
were they, Bubba's?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you what, but that look on his face was like priceless. I was
I mean,
dying.
that could have been bad. That could have broke
Yes.
the top cap off his boat. Like, or who knows what that could have
It
done,
it
you
could have
know?
got ugly. And I didn't look like there was anybody else in there with him.
Oh,
So
no.
like
Just,
you could just hear a meal and they're like, help.
yeah.
Oh,
Or he
but
could have been like going at it with pliers or something, like the wrong thing. Like, he was lucky he got
he
hold of some big scissors.
absolutely. And Peg Leg says it would be better if it was any better, I'd have two legs. I love you, dude. That's funny as all get
That
go.
is funny as
You know
hell.
what? Listen, I like when people have a sense of humor about certain things like that. It doesn't have to be perfect around here. He mentioned the drift fry 5.2 and a 4.0, as I recall. And he might have, but he might have still been holding that Koike back. Who knows? Who knows? You know how them guys are. I can't
His
even get
rod
guys.
locker was lined with koi keys for that tournament. I remember. I
Did you
remember it like it was yesterday.
did you go film on that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
was there. Not for Yamaha, but I was there.
Uh you got to mention something if you were in the top 10. Yeah, but he might not have been wanting to mention that one just yet. Because even Stefan, when we had or what happened? Is it Stefan or Stefan?
Matt Steffen. Yeah, I just
Stefan.
saw him this weekend. He was at the
Okay,
tournament I was at.
Stefan. God, I'm terrible with
Yeah.
people's names. But even when he was on, he said that remember going into the season, he thought he had something special, and then everybody had it, but he was holding that to himself and all that. So,
Yep.
uh, cranking yanking. Joshua Goad says, "It's like riding a moped. It's all fun till your friends find you riding it." That's right. I get it. 100%. Uncle Randy would be ashamed if he knew I was in here. I could give you some choice words on that. Tell him do another Wall Street Journal article and then make a video of it. I don't know. Did you read that article?
No.
Oh, I know it. Nobody reads the Wall Street Journal anymore anyway. So let's see. Gave it a haircut. All right. Spencer Waldrop. Bro, the first time the riser was introduced was on Hartwell by Scott Martin in the open. There wasn't no one throwing that at Chattoog.
Well,
Maybe. I don't.
Paul Bork was throwing it in 2019 because that's when he showed that to me.
Okay. So there we go. We got a
I
debate.
know that.
We got a debate on when the riser came out. I don't like them anyway, but you guys can argue that one right there. Y'all gonna see me on a moped with these gas prices. I get it. I get it. All right, let me go ahead. I'm not gonna. Well, I could you read the screen when I pulled it up? When I
Yeah.
pulled up, okay, you
Yeah.
could read it. All right, let me pull it back up, and we're gonna hit the next couple of them again. Just go on down. All right, so high probability contenders. Brandon Cobb at plus 180 because he's a South Carolina native who understands herring better than almost anyone. He's incredibly consistent in these types of search and destroy events. Justin Hamner at plus 220. His forward-facing sonar skills are sharp enough to track moving schools. J.T. Tompkins at plus 250. He finished third here the last time. He's a young tech wizard who lives and breathes the electronic heavy style required for Murray. Now, if you want some value picks, Jason Williamson at plus 350, Fajita at plus 400, Drew Cook at plus 450. All right. Now, I mean, that's about as good as I could get
I
getting
love how it
AI.
says that Drew Cooks is South Carolinian because that's not true.
I know it's not. Listen, And I don't, like I said, I don't think it has all the facts because there are a lot of young guys. You're going to have your Fishers, your Meals, you know, good Lord, there's so many good young anglers with scope that's going to, they're going to do good. And then you got your, your standards like Patrick and everything. Who do you think? I mean, if you were picking your top five right now, who would it
So
be?
my fantasy fishing lineup are all
I,
between
and I haven't,
21
yeah,
and
I haven't,
25 years
I haven't
old.
done mine yet. I'm going to do it tonight. So,
Yeah, you need to. You need to lock that in.
yeah, I am.
Um, so I have bucket A, I picked Trey McKinney just because he's extremely consistent. He did good out there the last time. I mean, it's hard to kind of bet against the kid right now. Bucket B, I did not pick Patrick. I picked because I'm trying to get some more points.
Oh, you got to make up some
Because
ground.
yeah, so I picked Easton Fothergill because I think he's going to smash them.
Of course you
And
did.
Easton, I love him.
That's your buddy.
Yeah, he's my buddy, and I think he'll do well. Bucket C, I'm trying to think of who I had in C. Pake South. I think it's going to be hard to bet against him in this type of tournament. He's going to be able to adjust, catch him scoping, catch him on the herring spawn, a little bit of everything. Um, Bucket D, I had. Oh, they're all young. I'm trying. I'm trying to remember. Robert G. At Robert G.
Okay. Okay.
Bucket D because he always slides around here to Lanier. He knows about herring pretty strong, and I think he'll do well. And I'm trying to think of my last one. Aaron Jagfield. It was my bucket E pick.
Okay.
Also,
I haven't done mine yet. I was going to wait till after this show. And but you guys in the comment section definitely pick who you think your top two or three, who's going to win it, top two, top three. Throw it out
Caleb
there.
Hudson, JT
Yeah,
Tompkins, Pake South. I'm seeing in the comments like all these guys should do well in theory. So
they should. Patricia, I'll get to yours here in a second. Let me hit this one. Uh, the drift crab. I guess they were drifting the crab on Murray a few years ago.
yeah, it was a little crab looking bait type of
Okay.
deal. He was targeting these post spawners and fry garters with it.
Okay, there you go. Now, Patricia wants to know: do y'all see the 4 year old versus new monoline? I don't know exactly. Are you saying that? Do we see a difference? Are you asking us if there's a difference?
No idea what that is.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of straighten that one out a little bit and make it where us cavemen can understand what you're trying to say. Um, okay, but now let me ask you: you didn't pick a local guy. You
No,
didn't.
I didn't
Oh,
pick a local guy just because I'm trying to get some points with some guys that I think being a local, you could probably get burned as far as like thinking it's going to do one thing and the weather's going to kind of do something else. Whereas some of these young scopers are kind of able to just kind of fish pretty fresh and
mm-hmm.
adapt and not have all these little things in the back of their mind. So I think they'll be able to find the fish in like the bigger schools and just capitalize on those. It's kind of
Gotcha.
my theory going into it.
All right. So he was saying, did y'all see the 4 pound? He said test. I guess he's talking about 4 pound test. It's a new mono line, I guess, something like that. I mean, I've seen 4 pound mono in the trout world. We had it at the shop, so not very. Still, I still ain't sure what you want me to do with
I
that
don't know.
question.
No, I hadn't
Uh,
seen it.
I love you, man, but I have no idea. Um, Trey McKinney is going to be strong, but Christine Fisher is not going to be in this event. Clint has that sleepy morning voice, says Tyler.
I think I can't handle traveling anymore. I just got back from traveling this weekend and I got a little scratchy throat this morning. And I haven't been sick in 3 years until the classic. And I got back from the classic, I got sick, got over that, and then went and traveled again, came back, got sick again. Like just weird little head cold. So I don't know. Yeah, I got the
Oh,
sleepy voice, Tyler. Sorry.
sleepy voice right there. Got my eyes on Fisher this weekend, says Martin Outdoors. I mean, how do you?
How do you bet
Okay,
against him?
okay. Here, like you just said that you picked your choices because you got to make up ground, right?
Yep.
I don't really give a crap about that, so I just pick them who I think
You
who really's
picked
gonna
the
win.
chalk picks.
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. If
Yeah.
you didn't have to do it that way, how would your picks be different?
I think they'd still be pretty similar. I think the biggest one that I just made that based on was Easton over Patrick Walters was my biggest one that I tried to make because I felt like everybody's thinking of Patrick, not everybody's thinking of Easton. That was my main game plan. But I mean, Fisher obviously is going to be really good. You got some local hammers like Brian New or Brandon Cobb. The only thing that worries me about them too is if they don't catch them, they don't catch them. Like as far as like they could have a bad day one, and they're more likely to have a bad day two. Whereas some of these other guys that completely are willing to throw their game plan out could have a bad day one and have a really good day two.
Okay, all right.
Whereas like local guy could be like forcing a herring spawn and be like, oh well, maybe they'll spawn at this spot. I just couldn't get there or whatever. I don't know.
I saw this Benjamin right here. Brian New lives on the lake, and he's been posting that his practice has sucked. He lives here now, but he's originally a Yankee. Yeah, I get it. And that will kind of transition into some of our talk here in a little bit. And I guess you and Jeff were hanging out together because he goes, I got the same thing as you after the Classic. Something was going around there.
For sure.
Yeah. So Fisher has had some big ones in practice today. I just, man, that's gonna be so
There
tough.
are so many 4 3/4 to 5 pound bass in that lake. It's crazy.
Yeah. Robert Brett's our buddy up in Pennsylvania says jerkbait's working up north there coming, but slower with the crazy weather conditions. One day it's 80 and the rest of the week it's 55 to 65, 100%. Oh. Oh, man, Trent. Question for you.
I've got to read this one out. I'll read
Read
it out
it.
loud
Read
so you
it.
can hear it.
Yeah, read it because she's there. She is there.
Question from Trent Palmer. Clint, question for you. How did you get your woman to sign off on these fishing throw pillows asking for a friend? What do you have to say to them? Not your decision.
Oh, well, that'll change.
Yep.
They're from your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you kind of have to, but that will change. That will change for sure.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen to these after I move out of here?
You're going to put them in storage is what's going to happen.
Yeah, going in the storage unit for sure.
And
they will be banished to my man cave one day.
Listen, you might as well get ready for the bright yellows and the pastels and all that stuff. Or she's like my wife; she's got different decorations and pillows for every specific holiday. So, like, we're getting ready to put out the July 4th stuff, and it's all flags and red and blue and all that. And there's 52 pillows on my bed that I have to throw out of the way every time I want to go to bed at night. So, Trent, appreciate that question because
that's a good question, Trent.
It's exactly a really good question. Casey wants to know if I got any plans of reopening the bait shop. No, not anytime soon, but if you need a few jigs, hit me up. Hit me up. All right. So, all right. Now, let me tell you who, if I just had to pick right now, I'd go Patrick Walters. And I haven't even looked at the fantasy, so I don't know which.
Yep.
Right.
Patrick's in bucket B.
Okay, I'd go Patrick Walters, Trey McKinney. Wow. I'm gonna pick Emil. I think Emil's gonna come. Emil, I think he's looking forward to this one. So I'm gonna go with Emil. Fajita, have you Fajita, and then I need one more. I might go. I mean, it's going to be a scoper.
Like Hudson.
Hudson's a good one. It's going to be one of those young guns.
Pake South.
Yeah. I'd like to really pick Pake South's brain. I really would. And Trent knows what I'm talking about. See, I spend 10 minutes taking pillows off the bed to go to bed. Get ready. 100%. And guys, listen, if you ain't married, it's coming. I do that every single night. If I just don't. Now, on podcast nights, I sleep on the couch because my wife goes to bed early. And if I go in there, I'll wake her up. She can't go back to sleep. So, but you might as well get ready for the pillows. And, oh, good Lord. We could do a whole show on pillows.
Well, I was going to sit on the couch for this one. And then I was like, I need something for a backdrop. So that's what I got.
You threw the pillows up there.
Everyone needs something to believe in. I believe I'll go fishing. It's the motivational pillows because it's gonna say "live, laugh, love" in like it's pretty soon.
Listen,
so it's I gotta embrace it while I got it.
You're getting ready to have all that stuff, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be everywhere, dude. You're gonna go into your bathroom, do your business, and you can look at some inspirational kind of stuff. Oh, it's coming, and that'd be your bathroom too. And she'll have her own, but yours will be decorated the way she wants it.
It'll smell a little different.
Well, that's what they say, but I don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. Caleb Hudson going to be a problem. He has been gearing up. Uh, listen. He's doing well. He
Yeah.
is doing well. I talked to him the other day.
And
You're
it fishes very similar to Clark's Hill. I think that's what he's referring to.
yeah, yeah. And I will tell you this. There's a bunch of them. And like this, it's up for grabs. So Purse says Fisher and I. Oh, where's
He's talking about Father Time.
oh Benjamin? Where he goes, where's that old guy that asked trivia questions like, what was Jimmy Houston's sperm count in 1985? He's on Thursday nights, but I hope he sees that.
I hope he sees it too. I'm gonna take a picture for him real quick.
You did do that and put that. You might as well go ahead and put that in the group messenger right there.
That
Jimmy
is so
Houston.
funny.
Jimmy Houston sperm count 1980. Oh, I could end the show right there. That's fantastic. That'd go, Benjamin. Appreciate the laughs tonight. It's Cinco de Mayo too, so I hope you guys enjoyed that holiday. I've had Mexican twice already today.
I did too. We had it for lunch at the office. They brought in tacos, and then I made us enchiladas tonight when I got home.
So I got Amanda and I met for lunch at a Mexican restaurant, and then she went and got Taco Bell. So I got some Taco Bell waiting for me when I get off of the show right there. My bed rule says if you sleep in it, you make it up. Yeah, we do that too. Atlanta Outdoors. This is the way this show goes. We're just gonna have a section on throw pillows right now. Appreciate that, Trent.
Yeah.
My wife hates throw pillows as much as I do. It was a deal breaker / maker. Good for you, dude. And then Danny, you better be glad she ever let you back in the bed after the Kiefer incident. You're right.
That is true.
Very true. My wife is, yeah, I love her. God bless her soul. Okay. All right. So give me in your mind, you've been there, you saw them the last time, you know all these new baits, fish lanier, herring, and everything. Give me your top 3 techniques you think is going to rule the day on this tournament.
Some type of caffeine shad or fluke style bait. I would say some type of minnow style bait, and then give me a spinner bait.
Look what I got right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Trent is in the house.
Good.
Oh my Lord. Did you send him a link?
Yeah.
What's up, Trent?
Looky there.
What up?
What are you doing?
Just rigging on playing with some tackle.
Playing with some tackle. So, are you here to discuss throw pillows, or are you here to talk fishing?
I got banished to the garage because I was making fun of throw pillows. So
good.
See, it's going to happen. All right. Well, hey, let's throw it out there to you. What do you think about the elite tournament on Murray? What do you see happening?
Well, I've heard from some folks what's going down in the DM, as the kids say these days, but I don't think it's going to be exactly the same tournament we saw when Patrick won last. I think they pretty much hit it as perfect as it could get with the herring spawn. I think you're going to see a lot of guys targeting fry garters, and probably I would say someone more than likely will find a very niche herring spawn. But other than that, I think it's a little further along than what it was last time. But I think you can expect a lot of fry guard fishing, like stumps, anywhere, even shallow cover around docks on fry garters. I think that's going to be a pretty predominant pattern for this tournament.
All right, well,
so if you were going to go fish some fry garters, how would you be targeting those fish?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bait I can't mention, but
okay.
No,
put your politician hat on and tell us some general.
I got my coyote hunting hat on right now.
Yeah,
but
did you buy that with your coyote money?
We got one last night, so yeah. Anyways, a whole different conversation. Anyways, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but I mean, absolutely a dice style bait is deadly with fry guard fish right now. Not necessarily just because it's a super scoper bait, but more so just because that presentation stays so consistent in the water column with how slow it sinks. I think it just drives such a reaction bite because it's in that fish's defensive zone ultimately.
Okay, there you go. Let's see it. No, Trent's not giving away free lithiums or scopes tonight.
Yeah, he said, "Does one of us get free scope tonight?"
No, because we don't have Father Timon here asking Jimmy Houston's sperm count tonight.
Questions, yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting it. Interesting right here. What do you guys think about this? Calling for rain Saturday and Sunday around Columbia. Could have that herring bite going on a little longer in the day, maybe.
Depends who you ask. I'm more so of a fan of a herring bite with overcast sun, because I think it's more inclined to get those fish up shallow, grouped up.
Wait,
obviously
overcast sun.
Yeah,
no, not overcast sun, over like a direct overhead sun is what I prefer, because it makes a lot of times it makes those fish roam shallow, and you can visually sight fish for them, like, literally see them 50 yards up in front of you, target them, throw a fluke, whatever you want at them. Overcast, the only problem with overcast, it makes them roam a lot more, especially rain. So yeah, I mean, by all means, it'll extend the herring spawn where there is one later to the day, but that doesn't always necessarily mean the fish are as pinpoint accurate to a specific spot. At least that's my experience.
Well, makes sense.
Do you think guys are going to be bouncing around a ton like a typical herring fishery for this one?
I think you'll see a lot of guys trying to fish history from last time, just because the time of year is the same, but it's literally a different lake. I mean, all the stuff like Patrick and those guys were catching them on, that's 4 or 5 foot out of the water. Because Murray's just as low as Lanier right now.
Okay.
So as far as where those fish want to stage is entirely different, because the topo of the lake is entirely different too.
I'm glad you said that, because I was getting ready to ask that question, if it's full pool or if it's different than what it was. How many gallons of gas would the elites use at Lake Murray? I don't know, but Trent, if you were fishing it and you were going all 4 days, what do you think you'd run through?
I mean, it would not be hard to burn 40, 45 gallons. I mean, a day, easily.
A day.
Yeah. If you're doing it right, that would not be hard to do. I mean, hell, we were at Norman last week, and I was running and gunning a good bit there, and I was averaging like 38 gallons a day.
And at these prices.
It's awful. Yeah. Yeah. The worst part about that was I've got a bigger fuel tank on my F-250. It's like a 55-gallon tank. And I was borderline on leaving. And I really didn't pay attention at the pump. And I filled all 50-something gallons with $5.62 a gallon.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was rough.
Well, healthy is a good way to say it. I guess it was $4.29 at Cold Mountain. For those of you that know where Cold Mountain was, that's what I paid for it today. So I thought, wow. Hey, real quick, Trent, because Carson Fowler loves the coyote hunt. Where were you hunting at? He's been telling me he was going to take me. I haven't gotten with him yet. I want to do it, but where have you been? Or
I hunt all over the place. So I am really big into nighttime coyote hunting with thermals and night vision and calling them in. That is kind of my secret addiction throughout the year. I hunt anywhere. Last night I was hunting in Milton, Georgia with air rifles, because you can't hunt with rifles in Fulton County. So Fulton County, you can use bows, crossbows, air rifles. So I was hunting with what's called a Ergani 3 air rifle. It shoots a 7.62 80 grain projectile at 1,000 feet per second. In Milton, Georgia, in a neighborhood, and we smoked one last night, but we didn't recover him because he essentially dropped in a property I don't have permission to hunt, which is always fun. But I normally hunt Dawsonville, some parts of Forsyth County, and I go east a lot. I like out to Commerce and around Hartwell, and even some areas in South Carolina. But I hunt all over the place for coyotes.
Guys, you're not buying that air rifle at Walmart either.
No.
Yeah, you're not. That little bit different than your typical one. Real quick, last coyote question. What thermal are you running?
So, not to plug anything, but my other side hustle is selling thermals. I am a huge fan of Knockpix. So Knockpix, Knockpix is primarily what I run. They've got a great variety, whether you want a lower end thermal to higher end thermal, but I've got a few different setups. My primary coyote rig, if anyone knows anything about guns, but I run a 6mm ARC or 6mm ARC for short, shoot 103 grain projectile at like 2,900 feet per second with a 640 Knockpix Rico 2 is mainly what I use. which is all Chinese gibberish to most people. But anyone, this is not a coyote hunting podcast.
It's bad to the bone.
It doesn't matter. We can talk about whatever, but I was sitting there thinking, like, I hope there's not a damn quiz after this, because I had no idea what he was saying right there. So I'm actually going on my first ever skeet shoot, clay shoot, whatever the hell you want to call them, Thursday morning. Skeet shooting. I ain't never done that before. I know that ain't.
You never shot clays?
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
I've done it drinking
when
beer
can
out
we
of
do
the
a
backyard.
pins and fins that's like just skeet shooting and just fishing? Like, because I don't want any golf. Like,
yeah, nobody wants to play golf.
That'd be fun though. You go to the range on Friday and then go fish the derb Saturday.
Oh yeah.
The pins and
I don't
fins.
know. You'll hear me crying about my shoulder Thursday night and all that. So, all right, Trent, give me your top 3 picks then, if you can do that.
Well, I'll always throw a bone to my boy, and it's an easy pick with Patrick Walters is obviously a good one to go with, whether it's this event or the next one. I will also throw a bone to one of my buddies, but he is well-versed on herring fishing, and that's Austin Felix is another one I'll throw out there. If someone was to pick from a bucket and have a curveball one, he would be a really good one. I don't know what bucket he's in, but he'd be a good one to pick. Third one, probably, and again, I'm doing some easy picks here, just because the kid's been on fire all year, would be Fisher and Naya for sure.
It's hard. It's hard to bet against him right now.
When you're on a roll, you're on a roll. I mean, there's no way to stop it, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, momentum's in your corner. It is tough, and again, it's a scope event, so he'll be up there. There's going to be a lot of them. All right, let's kind of transition. Just since
real quick,
yeah,
just before we get off on another topic, Pers had a sonar question for the Sonar Pro.
Oh yeah, let's do this real quick.
Is there a way for me to see the comments on here? Oh wait, I see him now. Okay.
When he is working with multiple units in a GLS 10 to the same battery, is he running individual fuses to each device?
Yeah. So again, I always never want to come off salesy, unless you want thermals. Hit me up for thermals. But
I love it.
When it comes to any wiring solution, so we make our own harness in house. This is the only plug I'll make, and what we do is a home run system. So everything gets its own individual power and ground with its own isolated fuse. Whether you buy my harness or you make your own system or you're looking at anyone else's solution, the best thing I could recommend is home run true independent power and ground. While it works, I see a lot of issues with shared power where guys run one 8-gauge or one 6-gauge wire and then run that to a fuse block, which then runs off to multiple graphs. While it provides stable voltage over time, it does result in some Achilles heel situations where you'll get corrosion, you'll get failed boards in the fuse block, stuff like that. So if you guys are looking to do your own wiring, for sure, independent. What I like to do is independent 10-gauge power and ground to each device with its own fuse is my favorite way to go, bar none.
10-gauge.
Yep, 10-gauge. And when I mean it, like nothing, like if you have a GLS 10, it gets its own 10-gauge. If you have a 16-inch screen, it gets its own 10-gauge. If you've got 2 screens at your console, they each get their own 10-gauge. Nothing is sharing power or ground. It's all independent. That's what I like to do.
And then the big thing with your harness too is the way it's insulated and all that. You don't get that interference. Then we talked about that at one point.
Yeah, so there is what's there's what is referred to as shielded wire. There is no marine shielded wire that exists. And what I mean by that is there is not a wire that has shielding that is also marine tinned wire. So if anyone's ever advertising that, I'm telling you, I've hunted every manufacturer in the world. There's not an easy to source shielded marine wire. So what we do instead is we do use high grade, multi-stranded, marine tinned wire. We then have a nylon coating that we put on our harness that makes it easy to pull through the boat. Our big thing is we make our own fuse assemblies in-house, so they're truly IP67 waterproof rated. Everything's insulated, everything's labeled. Our big thing is just our harness is plug and play, makes it easy, and waterproof. I mean, I cannot tell you how many boats I dig into from other installers, from other places that while they're trying to do a good principle running wire, they don't do insulation on anything, and it's just caked with corrosion, caked with bad connectors, stuff like that. So again, You can buy my harness, makes it easy. If you want to do your own thing, if you ever want to do your own wiring, independent 10 gauge power and ground, and waterproof everything you can. Get insulated butt connectors, get heat shrink that has adhesive lining inside of it. The more insulation, the better.
Okay, what amp fuse Jeff Brazil wants to know?
It depends on the size graph. Always reference the owner's manual. It'll tell you what size fuse is allocated for that size graph. So there's no set fuse size. It could be anything from a 2.5 all the way up to a 7.5. It just depends what graph you're running.
Okay, and then Tom wants to know, how far do you keep the unit from the battery, I guess?
Doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's no, I mean, there is a science to it. There's a certain point in time where 10 gauge, I think at like 40 feet starts to have a declining voltage aspect. There's not a bass boat that you're going to have a 40-foot run. So I would say as long as I think the math is like 38 feet in N, you can use 2 gauge or 10 gauge. Sorry, 10 gauge.
There you go, guys. And I guess while he's here, if you guys got other questions, throw it out there. I did not have this on my bingo card tonight, so
I got a trivia question for you, and I'll give away a free Fish Obsessed mount if someone answers it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me do this real quick, and then we'll do that because I've got to do the monthly member giveaway.
Yeah, just table it. It's there. I got a question for you, and we'll go whenever you want to do it. Doesn't have to be now.
We're going to do it right here in a second. We're going to do this.
Okay.
So whoever I draw from the members, okay, again, you get a LifePod handgun case. This thing is, I mean, I don't know, it's Bluetooth, all this kind of crazy stuff that I don't know anything about, but this is from Atlanta Safe House, and it is, it's pretty daggum awesome. So, and I do believe you can take that on a flight. I mean, you have to check it in, but let me pull the winner for that, and then we'll get the Trent's trivia question. So, God, please let it be somebody close, so I ain't got to pay shipping. All right. This shit's expensive. All right. So DW Boat 8. I haven't seen him tonight. I'll try to get in touch with him, but DW Boat 8, that's his screen name. You won the LifePod weather resistant lockable storage handgun case. So nice. I appreciate you guys doing that. And I do believe next month, I'm going to have something really special for you guys. I'm kind of working it with one of my other sponsors. So we'll just say it that way. So, all right, Trent, go ahead with yours. And
so
you're the only one that's going to know the answer. How's he going to see who wins? Can you see the comments?
Clint, I'm going to text you. Well, so the little button in the middle, it has comments. It shows me like that some came from YouTube, Facebook, but I don't know if they're in order.
Yeah, they should be. Just text me the answer anyway.
Yeah, that would be the easiest.
Oh, is the newest comment at the top instead of all the way to the bottom?
Yeah, it's PERS at the top. It says I'm running a 10 to AWG duplex too.
It's at the top on yours? Because it's at the bottom.
Yeah, I see it now. All right, Clint, I'm texting you the answer. Okay. And whoever wins this, I'll just need their contact information because whatever Fish Obsessed mount, whether you have active target, LBS 32, 34, 62, I've got whatever model you need. And if you don't have one, then you get a Fish Obsessed mount and you can sell it, make 150, 160 bucks.
Very nice, Trent. Appreciate you doing that.
So the question is, and it's going to be sonar related, big surprise. When and what was the first Panoptix transducer released by Garmin?
I hear the button.
When and what we need.
Yep. So what year was it released and what was it called?
Clint, do you know the answer?
I do.
Do you really? Well, you know it now.
I didn't before he texted me.
I'm about to say he just sent you that. You did not know it before then, though.
No.
And I'll give people a hint. The first one, I ran it when it came out. It was like it was about the size of your shoe. It was huge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with that, guys, while he's doing that. Now, you are watching, Clint?
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a little mail call from Josh Plades from Clutch. Bait in here that I wanted to so
show it.
This is the Boss, right? So he replaced the one that I just broke off the other day because Josh is the man. But there's one that he hasn't come out with yet. And sorry, Josh, but This
Ooh.
is the new one. So, Boss, here, put it the same size.
Oh,
So it's just a
someone,
little bit.
someone got it right.
Who got it right?
Oh,
At PERZ fishing, based on what I can
Purrs.
see.
Oh,
Yeah.
Purrs. There you go. That's great. Hey, listen,
Nice.
Alex, he rigged his own damn boat, asked a question about it, and then he wins a prize.
Can you? Is there Clint or
He
or
lives
Danny?
close.
Is there a way for y'all to get me his contact info?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
get that. So appreciate that and all that. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now he replaced one you broke off.
Huh?
Clint,
Yes.
there you go. I like it.
So, well, basically, I was like, "Hey, I broke off my Boss or whatever," and it was this one that I was catching a bunch on Lanier on, and he was like, so I basically got the same color again, but he surprised me by sending the new prototype, which is slightly smaller, more of a herring profile. and
Yes, I was gonna say.
This is what I watched Brandon Polnick and Josh catch 75 fish in 4 hours on it.
All right,
So,
look, Trent went and got a rod.
So I'll give Josh and Kimmel a shout out here. The second day in Norman, I caught my little comeback bag all on a darter. And you can see this is no testament or negative standpoint to their bait. I absolutely murdered this bait on docks and bridges and all kinds of stuff. And even though I have absolutely chipped it and broken resin off of it, this thing still swims amazing. So, especially herring spawn time of year, guys. Check out the darter. I am not sponsored by them at all. I actually, to be transparent, when the bait first came out, I gave Kimmel a load of crap that I didn't like it, and I actually stand behind this bait now. So I'm eating my own words, and I'm going to give them a plug. I am not affiliated with them anyways, but yeah, dude, Josh and them at Clutch make some awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I like Kimmel.
I bet you there's going to be a couple caught on it on Old Murray.
They're absolutely. If you are fishing a herring spawn, do not be scared to throw this big bait because it will absolutely catch them.
What kind of rod
takes
do you
a little
throw that darter on? Talk about.
I throw it on. You guys have like a rod affiliation? I don't want to get any spawn.
No,
okay.
It's good. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So since college, which for me, I think I started using these rods in 2012. So 14 years. My good friend Alex with ALX Rods out of Aiken, South Carolina. They hand build these rods in South Carolina. They're on Tackle Warehouse. They're awesome rods. They're big on technique specific rods. And I make that statement, and the rod I'm using is not for this technique. But it is an ALX Rods Zolo dragger. It is a 7'4" heavy, but it's kind of a light heavy. So it's got a really good tip, and specifically the darter. And again, I'll give the plug to Kimmel because he's kind of figured out the science on it. You're going to want to run a number 1 treble on the front, number 2 treble on the back, and 20-pound fluorocarbon. Particulate, a little bit heavier 20-pound fluorocarbon. I like Seagart and VizX. It seems to run the best that way. This, I will say, it's a glide that you're not going to be able to just, some glides, like I run some Chads. You can cast them out and just reel them in and they'll swim. This is a bait that's not going to do that. You are definitely going to have to do some input with the reel and a little rod tip action. Once you get the cadence, this thing is disgusting in the water for herring fishing. Again, I'm eating my own words because I wasn't a fan of the bait when it first came out because I didn't give it the time of day, because I used to give Kimmel some crap saying that other glide baits were better just because that's a good friend thing to do. And it is really a really good bait. And this one it was custom painted by Rob Jordan over here in Lanier. So they do some cool drops on some custom paint jobs that are herring based sometimes. So
for sure,
Rob does some fantastic work. And I saw their booth at the Classic, and I mean, just all talk to Kim a little bit. All that stuff was just amazing.
Yeah,
that they've got. Let me read this by Andy Anderson. Awesome job rigging Brooks. This is Brooks Anderson's dad. Awesome job rigging Brooks' boat. Great to see so many clients catching more fish once dialed in, and how to fully use the electronics and everything right there for sure. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Brooks is. We work with several local guides on their boats, and Brooks is one of them. Emil Wagner's another one. if you guys haven't booked a trip with Brooks, you guys need to go out with him. He is an awesome guy. He's an awesome angler. He is very much so on the cutting edge of how fish are being caught right now. And if you're looking to learn, he is the guy to go with. He's running a really cool setup on his boat. Whether you like forward sonar or don't, he can teach you anyway, whether it's 2D downscan forward sonar. He is running the new Garmin 9217 on his boat. He's kind of one of my first guys running it to kind of play with it and test it. And it's a really impressive system to get behind for sure.
Yeah, I love me some Brooks Anderson. He's absolutely fantastic.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He is a
Great
good
guy.
dude. And,
Great guy. His dad's
is.
a great guy too. I love talking with his dad too.
Dude, every time he sees us, he feeds us. So I
literally the last year at one tournament, we're sitting there because it got canceled at Norfolk, and we were waiting to pull out because the lake was flooding. And he's like, "You want a sandwich?" I was like, "Sure." And he brings like a straight up 12-inch Subway foot-long sandwich loaded and just gives it to me. And I was like, "I appreciate it." Just sitting in this hour-long ramp line.
He did that. Toys
awesome.
for Tots, he brought everybody Chick-fil-A, but he heard me talk about how after every tournament, I like me some Arby's, beef and cheddars. And so at the Toys for Tots, I know, but I like them. But all of a sudden he comes in and goes, "Hey, I got you something to eat." And it's 2 of them. I think he even got me the jalapeno poppers too or something like that. But good people, absolutely. Cool. And I agree with you definitely on Brooks for that. I had a question. I did have a question, and then we got to talk about Andy. So I forgot. It'll pop back up for sure. Will we see a century belt on Murray?
What Patrick went last time? What Patrick went?
He had 93 and 15 ounces.
I just don't think the lake's as healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think so. I think the low water, I think we're going to see a little bit lower weights. I think it's still going to be productive, but I think we are going to see lower weights.
Yeah, so I said this earlier, Trent. I don't know if you were there when we did it. The elites were there in 24. That's when Patrick won. 23, yep. Drew Benton won with 87. In 2010, yep. KVD won with 83.5.
And that was, fun fact, maybe someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that was when Hydrilla was still on the main lake.
Okay, that might have been.
And I'm pretty sure Fred Robanis almost won that tournament too. Again, I could be corrected wrong. I'm pretty sure Fred Robanis was throwing a frog on the main lake on matted hydrilla back when the lake had matted hydrilla.
That's crazy how much it's changed.
That's cool.
And in 2008, Davey Height won with 67.4.
Mm-hmm.
So like that. And then the MPFL event was Bailey Gay had 39.
Yeah, that's Bailey won.
Yeah, 2-day thing right there. So I want to transition. If you got the time to hang. You got the time?
Dude, I'm hanging out. Yeah.
Good. So
I made fun of throw pillows. I am banished to the garage right now. So, yeah.
You really are, but hot damn, man, that is the most truthful thing anybody's ever said on this show. They do not understand having to go in there, and there's a process of taking every one of them pillows off the daggum bed just to get in it. So let me read this one real quick about Murray. Murray herring spawn is more likely done. Yep. Hartwell herring spawn was over 3 weeks ago. Fish already over brush and cane. They're in between those stages, which actually leads right into the rest of the talk that we're going to talk about. This post-spawn time, okay? Some guys are slaying. A lot of people aren't. And I'm watching a lot of the comments, and everybody's like, I heard this at the Fishers of Hope tournament Saturday. Boy, the lake is funky. I heard the word funky like 22 times. Fishing hard. Fish are reacting to baits very skittish, and so we wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what are some of the things people can do around here or wherever they're fishing, because we talk spotted bass. Spotted bass are a little bit different than largemouth post-spawn to a point because the herring really influence them a little bit different than on your typical lake. But I mean, what do you think? What do you think the fish are doing right now? You've been on the water. Are you seeing that?
You talking about me?
Yeah, either one.
Oh, heck, dude! The first time I fished Lanier was that the Barnes, or was it Barnes? Yeah, the Barnes tournament I won with my buddy Dean was the first time I fished Lanier all year. But yeah, I mean, this time of year for sure. We're going to deal with a post-spawn funk. I mean, fish are going to wait. Like I saw someone comment I think a comment the other day on the tournament weight, so they were kind of low. I mean, that's normal. I mean, you can have a 6-pound fish that weighs 4 pounds post spawn, and they're in a recovery stage. So they're just now starting to get energy back in their bodies to go out and hunt and chase bait, right? So number one, they're burning calories to make calories. So there's going to be this weird 4 to 6 week period where our fish just don't weigh as much as they're supposed to. Same thing at Murray. Now, I will say with Murray, I think they'll still have some herring spawn just because the full moon was last week, and it's still on the backside of that right now. But besides that point, yeah, for sure. I mean, fish are going to weigh significantly less for at least 4 to 6 weeks, and they're going to be very finicky. I mean, finesse techniques are going to be king. If you're out there bombing a big topwater, you might have some success, but you're just asking that fish to do more than it has the energy to do. I think in reality, at least what always was good for me this time of year on any body of the water, whether it was smallmouth, spots, largemouth, is understanding that those fish are tired from spawning, no different than we are. And you got to make an easy meal for them, right? I mean, that's all it comes down to.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're talking about them being kind of sluggish and everything, because we saw so many on sonar that were there, and it seemed like just every so often one would actually commit from the bottom and come up.
Yeah, I mean I mean they're in a recovery stage for sure.
And now, if you wanted to compare largemouth and spots, same on the recovery, a little bit different, one longer than the other.
I think when we're talking black bass species, I mean it's pretty much a direct parallel. I think the only thing that changes is a herring fishery versus a non-herring fishery, just because I mean inherently herring chasing spots are far more aggressive than say at Lake Norman I was at. Those are not herring chasing spots. They are not anywhere near as aggressive as what we have here. So I think there's a variance based on the forage they're feeding. Case in point, you go to Lanier and you go find a bunch of brim chasing largemouth, or you go on Lanier and you find a bunch of herring chasing largemouth. Those in my mind are two totally different species of bass in a way. But yeah, we could go with the stereotypical, you know, a largemouth is probably going to be more lethargic than a spotted bass ultimately.
Yeah, that makes sense. 1965 Georgia Dog says Caleb Hudson for the win. I mean, that's a good choice.
That's a good choice. He is a hammer on Clark's Hill, and funny enough, or not funny enough, Clark's Hill, while still puts out good weights, is a really tough fishery these days from a herring spawn perspective. And if there is a dwindling herring spawn, he would be a guy to be able to figure that back out for sure.
Okay. Robert, I'll get your comment, but real quick, because Trent mentioned it. The grass has grown back some in Murray.
So not that much. So when the last time I was there I was at the NPFL event 2 years ago. There is some hydrilla, but there is a ton of milfoil on the main lake that's submerged. Like massive clumps of it. Bailey Gay, how he won was actually pitching a drop shot into submerged milfoil, essentially catching fish out of that submerged milfoil. And like, I think he had found milfoil all the way out to 20 feet deep.
Okay. And our buddy in Pennsylvania, Robert, says best 4 days were prior to the full moon. They were feeding at night and sluggish for days after, and all that for sure. Hey, you know, Trent, you know what? We got beat Saturday. We got beat by, do you know Wyatt Martin?
Do
you know Wyatt Martin?
His name sounds familiar, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be my guest Thursday night. He won that tournament Saturday with five largemouth, 20-something pounds of largemouth on Lanier.
Wow.
So we're going to talk about that. But for the rest of us, we were expecting 18, 19 for a lot of the people there and everything. And it was just a lot of 13-pound bags, 14-pound bags. A lot of people were saying whatever it was they were throwing, the fish were taking off from it the second it got near them, the second it hit the water. Why do you think that is? Is that just because, well, I mean, really, do you have an idea, you or Clint, either one?
Clint, you go first.
You go first.
Yeah. Are we holding something back? You guys are lying out your asses too. Y'all are holding something back, gatekeeping right here on the show.
I mean, there's always gatekeeping. We got to keep some things secret.
I know you do, but okay. Well, let me ask you, what for the average angler who's experiencing something like that? What are a few things that they could do differently? How about if we phrase the question
as far as having fish that are non-committal, like they're coming up and stopping and then going,
or just basically spooky as hell the second the bait hits the water?
I'll give you the best advice I can give you by far is, especially this time of year, almost treat like fish you're seeing, whether it's forward sonar or an area you know there's fish. Treat it like you're bed fishing, like you're stalking a fish. Be really slow on the trolling motor. If you've got a bunch of pumps running, put them on a time sequence or turn them off if you know you're around fish. Pause as many transducers as you can. Even though you're fishing in 20, 30 foot of water, let that bait hit low to the water to make a low impact when it goes in. I swear if you take that approach with offshore fish, you'll catch more. A lot of times why fish are pressured is they hear the boat, they feel the disturbance in the water. The boat displaces a lot of water. That's what they pick up on their lateral lines. And your traditional sonar is actually what they hear the most. Your 2D sonar firing at 200 kilohertz, your downscan firing at 455 kilohertz. Those are the loudest pinging frequencies in the water column. Funny enough, your forward sonar, the beam concept guys talk about, where the beam is spooking fish, is in reality not a thing because it's not really a direct beam that's firing. So the best thing you can do, bar none, is quiet down the boat. Turn that trolling motor down to 10 or 20 on a speed setting to slow it down and creep up on those fish. Because a lot of times what I learned happened when I had spooky fish was I was getting up on them. I was turning my trolling motor 180 degrees to stop my forward momentum, splashing a bait at them, being like, oh, why won't they bite, and going. And even sometimes, I'll tell you one thing I learned that Taku Itu told me when he and I were fishing together is they learned on Japan, turning that trolling motor 180 degrees where your prop is facing forward to stop your forward momentum is one of the loudest and most disturbing, like the most turbulent thing you can do in the water. And it is a guaranteed way to spook fish for sure. And again, like I said, take an approach almost like you're in 6 inches of water and you know there's an 8-pounder on bed in front of you. You're going to slowly sneak up to that fish. Take that same approach with fish that you know are offshore.
Well, let me ask you this. So let's just say you're coming up on a hump and you know there's a brush pile you want to fish, or just a hump itself. How far away are you stopping this time of year from the actual hump to creep up?
With the motor?
Yeah.
Like with my big motor?
Yeah, set the boat down.
I'll stop. I'll probably stop right at about a half a mile.
Really?
And then I'll stop probably, well, not half a mile, sorry, 0.1 miles, which is, I think, what is the math on that? Because then it'll be at like
a mile.
A tenth of a mile,
not a half a mile. Sorry. I stop. I get off plane when I'm,
dude, he's sneaking up for 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're like really sneaking up on them.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, not half a mile. Sorry. Point on the Lowrance, it'll say I'll be like 0.1 mile. And that's when I hop off plane. And then by the time I've got the boat in neutral and I'm in the trolling motor, I'm normally about 300 to 400 feet away from my target. I use a little feature on my Lowrance. I run all 3 brands on my boat, so I'm not trying to say just for Lowrance, but on Lowrance, there's a feature called distance to destination. It's a big overlay that tells you your distance from a waypoint you're marking. I like to use that, and when it says 0.1 mile, I'm coming off plane and then getting up on the front deck. So normally I'm 300 to 400 feet away from the brush pile once my trolling motor goes in the water and I start to creep up to them.
I got you. I'm so glad I don't drink anymore, Clint, because I'd have had a field day with that half a mile. I was like, damn, he has his trolling motor on like 10%.
Yeah, we're just creeping up to him.
What are you fishing? Three spots tournament.
If I did that, you would fish like 4 brush piles a day.
And then we were getting ready to talk about how to be efficient with a brush pile,
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. That's good. This Jerry, what's up, buddy? He says there was a tournament, the CAT tournament this past week. It took 29 plus to win on Murray. The average size bass weighed during the big bass tournament was 4.5 pounds over 3 days. That's impressive. Yep. That lake has got to be very healthy and all that.
It's incredibly healthy. I just know that those fish are going to be a little thinned out right now. And the herring, like I said, I still think it's going to take big weight. I don't think you're going to see 100 pounds, but I think it'll be like in between what Benton won with and Patrick won with. I think that's where the weight's going to land.
Somewhere around 90 pounds.
Yeah, man, that's good. But we keep talking about herring and all that. Surely to God, there's some brim bedding on that lake too, and there's got to be
for sure
some largemouth bass. Somebody's going to play that game too, don't you think?
Like I said, I was at Norman, which I would perceive that lake to be behind Murray. And the brim spawn was popping off like crazy. The fish hadn't found it yet, but the brim were definitely spawning.
Yeah, let's see. I like this now. This guy doesn't want you to come fish his lake, guys. There's no grass on Murray. All the herring died, and there are Jimmy Houston lookalike skinny dipping festivals every weekend. Run away.
Yeah,
For
stay
sure.
away from it. Yeah.
You know, but I'm sure we have a wide variety of folks that watch this. Some of these guys might be into that. So, spooning fish is moving. When they're in motion, you can wait 7 minutes. They won't spook. Well, we didn't give it a lot of time. We found a couple of schools that they would fire off, doing a lot of different things. But then we would go try to replicate that pattern. Man, we couldn't get on any pattern. It seemed like the fish were scattered, or they were just one place. They were just like we described. Other places they would actually hit. And talking to some of the guys that fish it just seems like that was the norm for everybody. They were seeing fish they just weren't acting right, for sure. And, I watched Jason Minner. He likes to do that Minner and with his scope and all that. And sometimes they just were not even interested in that. Do you think a fish that's not interested might be farther or closer, have just gotten off the spawn? I mean, can there be stages like that? Or,
a lot of that, I think, is bait. I've learned, and by no means am I a good minnow fisherman. That's probably where I lack the most, but I have fished with some really good minnow guys. And I've learned a lot of times what I perceive as a pressured fish that doesn't want to bite is actually more so the presentation of the bait and where you place that bait in orientation of the fish. If you ever get with a really good minnow fisherman, they know they can tell the orientation of that fish and whether to put it in front of it or behind it on the screen. So I think a lot of times what is perceived as a pressured fish is more so because of poor presentation.
Okay, there you go. That part was a lot with us. Yo, Trent, will Sonar Pros be dropping hats, shirts, merch in the future?
So we've had some shirts. I've been playing with a bunch of different materials and shirts and all that stuff. I keep getting myself in a situation where I get a bunch of shirts and then I give them away to customers. And then I run out and then I order some more. And then I'm like in this constant up and down period where I have shirts and don't have shirts. So unfortunately, it's kind of luck of the draw lately with us with shirts. I've got a bunch of really small shirts, like mediums and smalls and other stuff like that. So I've got another shipment. I actually just placed an order overseas recently. I should have it in a month or two. If that's the same, I'm guessing that might be the same.
Matthew Smith.
Yeah, Matthew, that we just did some work on his boat. But yeah, when I get some stuff in, we're definitely the next batch of shirts I got coming. We're going to put them on the website and have them stocked in the front room at the store. So we'll have them. We'll have some more here soon.
Yeah. So basically, what he's telling you is the same thing that we learned at the shop. The fat sizes go fast.
Really fast. Yeah, the 2Xs, the XLs, they go quick. The larges, the mediums, and the smalls, we hang on to those for a while.
Big time on the smalls and mediums. I remember when Josh made our first T-shirt order. We he got everything totally equal, and I'm like, have you seen the guys that come in the shop? Ain't nobody wearing that small or medium right there. You got to know your clientele, man. Clint, you're over there nice and quiet and relaxed on your couch with your throw pillows, girl by your side, loving life. What do you think about this? I mean,
about the merch.
No, not about the damn merch, about the way the fish are acting.
I was about to say.
Why do I care
Clint's actually in charge of my merch department, so if you guys need anything, get with him.
Yeah, just get with me. I'll be running the merch from now on, and it's going to say #Beam Team. I've made Trent a nice logo.
Yeah, and actually, he did make me a sweet logo.
Yeah,
I like that.
Sonar Pros Beam Team. I think that would make a killer shirt, and maybe he'll run with it one of these days. But it'll probably be
I got a couple good ones. I got another one like iPad Kids for scopers. That'd be a good one to throw out there too.
That would be a good one. That would be definitely a good one. Well, what are you thinking about the fishing? I know you're all relaxed. And
the fishing. I mean, all I can think about is just how many times we're going to be cranking that motor this week trying to chase these guys down. I feel like it's going to be a lot of moving around and really hard to find the guys.
Look, Trent, look.
I know. I want to show something. Can you guys back me up? Kimmel was trying to call me. Kimmel, literally, Justin Kimmel's in the chat right now, and he just texted me saying, "I'm just calling to say goodnight," is what he said. And I said, I said, I'm on the FNG podcast talking about the darter. And he said, I don't believe you. But Kimmel, here's the darter I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. You're allowed to show that when you were playing with again?
Mine?
Yeah.
Here,
Turn the camera.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't a pillow.
That's not, I got a hook in my thumb.
Anyway, Kimmel, I appreciate you stopping by. He really actually did, dude. And he was talking about how when he first saw it, he gave you hell about it because he didn't like it, but he has been won over. And look at that. Absolutely. Let's go. He says, let's go. But the question of the night now is, Trent, why in the hell is he calling and telling you good night?
Okay. So we're really getting off on tangents here.
Yeah.
Kimmel found this. I saw it too. There's this Instagram thing where guys were like calling their buddies like at 9 o'clock at night, like, hey, I was just calling you to say goodnight, bud. And they're like, why are you calling me telling me goodnight? So probably once every 2 weeks, Kimmel will call me at like 9:45. He'll be like, hey, dude, just, hope you had a good day and just want to say goodnight. And then he'll hang up.
My buddy Ian hit me with one of those one time, and I was like, I love you, man. Like, are you okay? Like I said,
like you think you're
going
going
to say goodnight.
Yeah, like, oh shit, something's wrong. They calling you that late. But Kimmel says, oh wow, Clint has that juice.
So, I just got that juice.
What are you throwing that on? What's your rig?
That'll be on the new Alpha Angler Honcho, which we actually just restocked. Shameless plug. That is the best glide rod for those bigger, the Boss, anything big like your 3, 4, 5, 6 ounce baits. Like we just restocked those and they're sweet. Yeah.
This is very
adorable. I'll give Kimmel another plug.
Give him a plug. Hey, listen, I love that this show is not scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know what in the hell we're gonna end up talking about. Throw pillows to Kimmel and
the Boss.
There you
go. That's an OG.
That's an OG, not a Boss. See how much I know this stuff? But yeah. That's a good bait too.
Speaking of OGs, everybody's been in my DMs like, hey, I need to get some OGs, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, limited drop. Literally, Ryan found an extra box in the warehouse of some OGs, and everybody's been trying to get a hold of them, and we're not supposed to get a shipment till January of 27. And he just found some, and they're going live on the site tomorrow. So anybody in the chat that actually wants one, this is the last chance to get them before January next year.
How do you know how many?
It's like 22. There's not many.
Is he going regular price? Like, dude, I'd do that for a premium.
I think so. I think he's just doing the standard. It's like 55, 60, something like that. But they will be live on the site tomorrow.
What time? Because some of these guys are gonna be like staying up all night.
Pay attention to his socials. I'm not sure. I want to say 8 a.m.
Okay. All right, there you go. Now let me ask you this, Trent. Honestly, what percentage of time are you throwing Kimmel's baits? Like seriously, like how much time do you give to glides? Or maybe not just Kimmel, but glides in general. Do you throw them a lot?
Yeah, it really depends on the fishery, right? The ultimate power for me, especially this time of year with a glide, is seeing what's available. And what I mean by that is the drawing power of a glide. While, yes, you can try to be a hero and throw it all day in a tournament. That's great. But in reality, the benefit of a glide to me, especially in this time of year when they're shallow and they're just starting to recover, maybe being fry garters, maybe being brim eaters or gizzard shad eaters, is I'm going to throw that thing in practice a lot to see what's available. I'm going to check the inventory, as I call it. So go buy a dock, throw the glide bait. If a 4-pounder draws out, great. Come tournament day, I'm going to go there and throw a wacky worm, or I'm going to go there and throw other, slow sinking baits to get that fish to bite versus just throwing a big glide at it again. It's for me, at least, it's very, very small opportunity for me in tournaments where I'm just going to live and die by the sword with a glide. I'm more so going to use it as a practice tool to see what is available out there. So to answer your question, depending on the time of year, like Norman, for example, I threw it in 80% of practice just to see what was available.
Okay.
Because I had an idea of how I could potentially catch fish. But I had initially strong suspicion I wouldn't do well on the darter. But luckily in the tournament, I did catch a good amount of fish on the darter. That was a unique situation there, just because if you're going to Lake Norman, they absolutely blast a darter. It's crazy how many you'll catch: big fish, small fish, medium fish. They just get really upset with it. But in reality, to answer your question, more than likely for me, springtime and late summer, early fall is when I'm going to throw a glide as a practice tool to see what's available.
Yeah, there you go. Tyler, actually, this is a question I was going to ask him. He says, I need to get the spots to get bellies to transform my bag from 17 to 19 to 20. What is it? Did you say it was like the typical, like 4 weeks is the typical before they start feeding heavy again?
I feel like there's about a 4 to 6 week window that they seem to be in a recovery stage and just starting to put weight back on. At least for me on Lanier, it always seemed like things really didn't get rolling again as far as your bigger weight and your committal fish to like the second week of June is where I always feel like that's the case.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Now here's a question for me, because I hear you tournament guys talk about this all the time, and you just kind of brought it up. And I've been meaning to ask guys this. You're going out, you're practicing, you hit a dock and you see a 4-pounder. How confident are you that 4-pounder is going to stay on that dock? How do you know that thing should be there? And how long, let's just say if you had 2 days of practice and you saw that fish on day 1, how confident are you that it's still going to be there, at least in that general area on the first day of the tournament? You kind of get what I'm saying? Pretty
confident. I'll give you an example. So day 1 in Norman, I'd found 2 really big fish on bed. Unfortunately, that morning I had lost a 5-pounder, and then at the end of the day, I had a 6-pounder on bed that I lost halfway to the boat. That afternoon, I saw her move back up to the bed, so my assumption was the next morning she would be there. I get there the next morning, and she's gone. I go 3 docks down, and she's just cruising the bank, and I catch her first cast. That's an example of I am confident they'll, especially this time of year, they're going to be within, I don't know, they're going to probably be within a 50-yard radius of where you had seen them if it was the day before, more than likely. If they're not on the same dock, they're going to be a dock over or 2 docks over. I'm pretty confident in that, at least this time of year.
Now, are we talking largemouth when you talk like that?
Yeah, largemouth for sure.
Yes, yes. So spots, really, it's kind of hard to guarantee anything.
Spots, especially herring spots. I mean, herring spots, the assumption is they're never there again. Like that's the approach I've always taken, is they're more than likely not going to be there again, and they're nomadic and they've moved on because there's bait that's come by. I mean, that's the reality. That's why for some people, Lanier is such a struggle, is because it's so hard to be like, well, I caught him on that point yesterday. Well, you got to have the mindset that it's okay to scrap that idea and go somewhere else.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I experienced that because 2 Saturdays ago, I had a great day on Lanier. This past Saturday, everything that worked the Saturday before
went out the window.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the fluke. I mean, I was killing them on a fluke the Saturday before. I couldn't hardly draw a fluke bite.
You're almost better off like learning the pattern or the bite, and then just being like, all right, this day the wind was blowing this direction. That's why that worked. The wind's blowing this direction now. I'm going to abandon everything I did from a location perspective and just replicate that pattern over here. Like that's what's tough about Lanier. It's so hard to be like, well, man, we caught those 3-4 pounders on that point. Like they got to be up there somewhere. The reality is they probably left and they're not there anymore.
Makes perfect sense. Coleman wants to know, do y'all throw dynamite on a tungsten or a lead head?
They're talking about all kinds of. They're talking about weighted trebles and
I didn't know
phones and all kinds of stuff in the comments.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, I missed all that. I just thought dynamite might be another damn thing I hadn't heard of. So I was like, I better ask the question. So
dynamite.
Heck, I'm throwing lead in practice these days because tungsten's about as worse as diesel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of companies dropping it now, just because of the price and everything. They're going back to lead. Picasso being one. At least that's what everybody's told me. Let me ask you guys both this too. Clint, you probably fish Altoona more than Trent, but what do you think about the smallmouth? Just the pictures of the smallmouth that people have been showing popping up on Altoona.
I mean, I think it's just one of those things that it's just you're seeing. It seems like so many more of them are being caught, but really it's only 3 or 4. It's nothing too crazy. I don't think.
Have you ever done that, Trent? You ever just gone somewhere and just caught a fish by surprise, all the places that you didn't expect to be there? As many places as you fished?
I mean, really, the only one that pops in my mind, I caught a massive walleye on Lanier a few years ago, and that blew my mind, like a huge one. Yeah, I was like, I didn't really, I had heard there were walleye, and I grew up fishing up north, and I caught like a gigantic walleye on a spoon in like 40 foot of water. It was crazy.
Did you think you had a giant, or did you
Dude,
think it was a striper?
it looked like no, I thought I had an enormous largemouth because when it first flashed down there, it was green and it looked like an 8-pounder. I was like, sweet. And I was actually with the owner of ALX Rods, and then it came up and I was like, is that a walleye? And he looks over, he's like, wow, it really is. But I mean, other than that, like big catfish on the TVA is always exciting. I think the only other time I had a crazy fish like that was the first year I fished NPFL, we went to what's the lake on the TVA that's it's either above or below Chickamauga. That's not really well liked.
Nickajack?
No. Nickajack's cool.
Wheeler, Neely Henry.
No, that's not Tennessee River.
Watts Bar.
Watts Bar. Me and Corbish, my buddy Corbishley and I got into a massive school of like 30 and 40 pound striper. It was awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun. Alex says, Trent, do you do any of the night derbs during the summer? And if so, what's your favorite way to catch them after dark? And since he's a gatekeeper, he's not going to give you his favorite. Give us your second favorite.
Well, he's killing coyotes after dark.
So the first year I moved here to Lake Lanier in 2010 and 11, I fished 2 night tournaments and I won them back to back, and I've never fished another night tournament since then. Mainly because that night, the second night, I almost got killed like 4 times by pleasure boaters running around with no lights on. I was like, you know what? I don't really enjoy this out here at night. So I never got on with the night fishing thing. It just never was enjoyable for me. I unfortunately don't have a way to answer that because I am absolutely not knowledgeable whatsoever on night fishing on Lanier or anywhere.
I agree with you 100% on that. Kimmel says spots all identify as female. Moody, can't decide where to go eat dinner, even when hungry. Clint, I just want to know what you think about that. Are women really?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Clint?
What do you think about that, Clint?
Clint, do you have any? Clint, do you have any feedback? Do you have any experiences that you could align with that?
Honestly, she eats whatever I cook her. For the most part.
Look,
she'll always offer up some good suggestions for dinner, and
Trent, he is puckered up nervous.
Why is your face red, Clint?
Look,
Did you get sunburnt today at the office?
Yeah, I got sunburnt today at the office. That's why my face is red. For sure.
Like you would shit diamonds if I stuck a piece of coal up your ass right now. Yeah. So fun. Oh, they're giving me. She can't hear us.
No, she can't hear you.
Oh,
here, I can. All right.
No, it's not as fun now.
It's not fun anymore. Yeah.
It's not fun. We done made fun of you, but you can go. Camera angles. Anyway. All right. So Clint, since Trent, since I got you on, like, what's your schedule fishing like for the rest of the year?
Oh, I got a weird schedule this year with the Open. So we just had our 3rd event. And now my next one for this division is until the 2nd week of August.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They did this last year too. It's the weirdest. I don't understand the schedule at all. So we've got the second week of August on Lake Erie at a Buffalo. And then I think the EQs start in September, and they're like September, October, November is pretty much what they are.
So you're taking July off?
No tournaments in May, no tournaments in June, no tournaments in July, and then next tournament's in August.
Good gosh.
So right now I'm thinking me and my buddy Corbishley, and we're gonna probably try to convince Kimmel. There's a Bass Nation tournament up on Champlain that we might hop in. Or a couple, maybe a Northern Toyota or something. So I'm gonna sprinkle in some smallmouth fishing this summer, more so than I did last summer.
Yeah, you like that comment from Kimmel? Sonar Pros Summer Series.
I ain't got time to run a tournament series.
Good Lord, I probably not. So that I wouldn't want to run a series at all anyway. So
no.
Where are we at in time? I don't have my glasses on. Are we getting on up in there?
It's 9.
You're at an hour and a half right now.
Okay, all right. Well, we can go a little bit longer than that because I know Clint. What time you got to get up in the morning to travel?
Nothing crazy, no.
I'll
Because
get to sleep
tomorrow's their
in.
off day, so I'll probably sleep in till like 5:30.
Okay, all right. So,
Are you
yeah,
going to Murray?
Yep.
yeah, he's gonna be working it.
Yeah, I'm headed there tomorrow. So
And
are you gonna come if or when Patrick's in the top 10, are you gonna come watch on the water with me on this
Yes, on
weekend?
the last day. Yeah, if one of the boys are in the top 10, I'll probably come on Sunday. Well, no, I won't come on Sunday. No,
Yeah.
I will not.
Mother's Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
That's
you're at.
baby's first Mother's Day.
I would.
Never
Yes.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
you're-
no.
Yeah.
I've got to. This is our first Mother's Day, so can't do that.
I was
You could
gonna
come
say
on Saturday.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will support from a distance.
Yeah, his ass is getting ready to buy a whole damn lot more, throw pillows and stuff like that. If he
Yeah,
leaves
you're
the house
gonna,
on
did you get her
Sunday.
some throw pillows for Mother's Day?
Hey, I want to ask you a question. First of all, how do you like fatherhood?
Oh,
Is
dude,
it-
what a. I mean, literally, it's the most stereotypical thing. Is everyone says nothing will ever be the same, and it's the most correct thing ever. I mean, so I got a 6-month-old girl, and I mean, you talk about a totally different perception on life. I mean, I always heard it from buddies, and it legitimately is a whole different perception on life. Also, being a girl dad makes you somewhat of a softie. I'll admit
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Like there a couple of weeks ago, an Instagram video made me cry, and I haven't cried in like 20 years. And I was like, "What's wrong with me? Like, what's going on?" And
That's
it
so
is.
funny.
It is the most. I mean, I will full blown admit that it is. It is the coolest. I mean, it really is the coolest thing in the world. She just said mama and dada for the first time a couple weeks ago. She's starting to crawl. She's smiles at you all the time. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever. I mean, legitimately.
It is. My first two were girls. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. And then I got to make it up with my boy come along. I was able just to whip his ass every 5 seconds just to kind of get
Yeah.
that all pimped out and everything.
Yeah.
It is cool. But I tell you what, wait till you have a grandkid. I know
Oh,
that's a
I'm
long.
sure.
Yeah. It's a ways down the road for you,
Let me
but wait till
see.
that. I looked at my son and all them the other day. I said, I love you and I love you and I love you. But that little MFer is different. I mean, it's
Yeah, and like I'll never be able to say no to that thing.
no, you can't, dude.
Yeah, like that's gonna be
Because
tough to say no.
you know what's gonna happen when you say no? You're gonna get them damn puppy dog eyes like you just broke her heart and all that. You're
I
gonna be
know, and I'm just gonna be like, well, yeah, I guess yes, whatever you want, sure.
just how much you're gonna eventually just say how much.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome, dude. I'm so happy for you with that.
yeah.
It is really great. First one too for Mother's Day like that. Best herring fisherman you've ever fished against. Go. And Clint, you can answer that too. Best
Paul Mark
ever.
Senior.
Paul Mark Sr.
Yep.
Okay.
Junior's a hammer, but Senior is. I mean, he's the goat for Lanier, legitimately.
I have asked.
Easily.
I've had guys ask me to get him on the show, and I've
Yeah.
never. Really
There's more knowledge on what these fish do on this lake between his ears than anyone around here. Legitimately, I think the other next best one, which he didn't when I moved up here, he wasn't fishing tournaments anymore, but Ryan Coleman would be another really strong one too.
Yeah, absolutely. He must love Florida because he stayed down there. He's not coming back up here for sure. So
No.
he looks like he's got the life. All right, Clint, you best herring fisherman.
I mean, Patrick's pretty good.
No, he is. That's it.
I would have to say Patrick, probably.
Patrick right there. What about Jamie Rampy? I don't know.
James, that's a good one. I wouldn't call him a herring fisherman though. If anyone knows what Rampy does on Hartwell, it's not necessarily just herring. And he is. Let's actually look it up because I saw he won one the other day. Because you probably don't. Do you guys know who Jamie Rampy is or no?
I do not.
Kimmel or not Kimmel? Clint.
No, I don't.
So Jamie, let me look it up real quick.
Paul Bork just texted me and said, "You want to hit some dock lights tomorrow night?"
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to find it. I'm pretty sure Jamie has won like 8 BFLs on Hartwell.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
nuts. That's a crazy
Yeah.
stat.
That is a
Yeah.
crazy stat.
Kimmel, jump in here. He knows. And he's
Yeah.
one on, yeah, he did one on Lanier.
Yeah, he did
Oh,
that.
here he is. Let's see. Oh, I stand corrected. Let me get you here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's won 6 BFLs on Hartwell. He's won one on Lanier. He's won one on Wiley, couple on Kiwi, and a couple on Clark's Hill. He's won a total of 12 BFLs.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
That's
all herring
nuts.
fisheries. Yeah, and he's I don't think he ever fished. Let me look. Let me double check real quick. So he has only fished, as far back as I can see on here, he has only fished BFLs and a couple Toyotas. Oh, he did fish a couple he did fish a couple FLW or FLW tour events, a couple of them, not a bunch. He did fish a few of them, but his career earnings is 417 grand, and a lot of those are BFLs and Toyotas.
My
That's
Lord.
nuts. Didn't he fish for
Yeah.
Brandon Cobb? I think that's where I remember that name. Did he fish with Cobb?
I don't know if they
I can't.
I don't know if he did fish with Cobb or not, but yeah, Spencer, you're right. He did fish the tour some too. Yeah,
And then,
but yeah,
say Kimmel, don't forget regionals. I think he's won 8 on Hartwell.
yeah.
Like-
I mean, he
crazy.
is a freak out there. I mean, yeah, if there was a Mr. Hartwell, he's probably up there. He's probably the one.
Could you imagine the confidence he has when he comes up, at the beginning of a tournament and guys around him knowing who he is with that kind of resume, and they're just like, oh,
Yep.
crap.
It's just so crazy to me, like this concept of like, I've known who Jamie was the minute I started fishing Lanier and Hartwell, and like, not saying in a bad way, but like that guy's has been dominant around here, and like it's crazy how easy it is for that to like just put to the shadow just because of how progressive fishing is now, like how quickly the new hammers come in and their cycles and all that stuff. Like the fact Clint didn't know who he was is crazy to me, because this guy is a hammer.
How old
It's
is
just
he?
crazy to me. Jamie?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's got a business, he's got kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I saw.
I don't know how old he is. He's got to be 40s or 50s.
How come you reckon some of the guys haven't brought his name up in 7.5 years? That's
Dude,
the first time I've ever heard that name.
Yeah, so he fished the pro. Okay, I see the breakdown now. So he fished FLW. He fished 2 full seasons in 2015 and 2016. Won 30 grand, 20 grand, which really, with entry fees as much as they were, that doesn't really matter. But what's crazy is like, so he's fished 5 All-Americans. He's made 5 All-Americans, which is incredible. I mean, you got to finish. What do you have to make an All-American? You got to finish, I think, in the top 3. I made one All-American, and I finished 3rd to make it. So I think you got to finish in the top 3 or top 4 in a regional. You have to make the regional, then you have to finish in the top 3 or 4 to make the All-American. The fact he's made 5 of them is crazy. And then he's won a bunch of BFLs. Yeah, I mean, crazy.
I ain't never heard of him. I've never heard of him. Can we get him on the show? Coleman says, well, hell, I mean, yeah.
Probably.
We'll do our homework, get some of our Hartwell guys to reach out to him and see if we can pull that one off. So that's really crazy.
Jamie's a great guy. He's super cool.
And Spencer said late 30s to early 40s.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's relatively young in my book and all that. Herring fishery. So, but if he's been doing that long, he was kicking ass before forward facing and all that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll see what we can do, Coleman, on that. So, all right, let me get you guys' final thoughts. All right, Clint, because I know you're about to fall asleep. So over there, he's just smiling and we're gonna give the boss right here. We'll let him go first, and then you, Clint. I'll give you time to think about what you want to say and all that. So going into this weekend, what do you think guys around here on Lanier see? And then what do you think that the Murray event's just going to be different? We're not going to be able to sit back and watch all that top water blow up and stuff that we saw in 24.
I think we'll see some of it. I mean, there's in reality, out of the top 10, someone's going to have a herring pattern figured out. Do I think it's necessarily what's going to win? Probably not. I think it's either, I truly believe it'll be one of two things. It'll be, guys, it's not really a secret. That last year they were there, Koya Fujita almost won catching fry garters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it can be a dominant pattern going into this weekend. And I think the other side of it is if someone does figure out the cane and brush deal on those early big females that spawn that have been post spawn for a period of time now, because I mean the reality is there are fish that spawned back in March that were considered post spawn in April and are now really post spawn come May. I think in reality that someone could also win it off. I think we could see a Murray tournament one on cane or brush too. So
Right.
I think that would be a strong expectation going into the weekend.
Gotcha. And then Robert, what's age got to do with it? Nothing. I understand he has technique and all that, but to hear that resume, you would think that is somebody that's a very seasoned, a little bit older, to accomplish all that angler, and that's pretty young if you ask me.
Oh yeah, I mean, most of those wins. I mean, I was looking at it again. I mean, a lot of them are that 2015 to 2020 range. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah. Kimmel says he thinks it gets one out of the grass. So there you go. All right, Clint, your final thoughts for tonight.
I think you're going to see a guy he's going to capitalize on a little bit of top water action, and then the rest is going to be that post-spawn fry garter deal to where he's got something to where he can get up to like 17, 18 pounds in the morning, and then he's going to call up throughout the day finding some of those key fry garters.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. So I guess now I got to go do my fantasy picks as soon as we get off the show and all that, but it's just time to watch and see what's going on. So first of all, Trent, appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah.
Like that, dropping some knowledge.
I texted Clint, I said, get a celeb shot out there. Let's get it going.
Well, hey, listen, anytime you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to do it like that.
Oh, so, yeah.
But appreciate it.
And hey, Alex Purz is going to swing by tomorrow on his lunch break.
Yes, and I saw his message. I should have a medium shirt for him too. So.
Oh, dude, that might be too big. You get rid of one of them smalls tomorrow, man, because he needs to gain some weight for sure. So anyway, appreciate Trent you stopping by, Clint. Of course, always fun when you're on and everything like that. So really seriously, be safe going up there and out on that water and everything. Get some good picks, do your work and all that. And so for the rest of you guys, hey, you guys come back on Thursday night. We're going to have Wyatt Martin. He works for the DNR. We'll talk to him about some of that stuff, but also he's the one that kicked our butts with the all largemouth sack Saturday, 20-something pounds of largemouth off Lake Lanier. And it was all topwater, guys. It was frog, the daggum whopper plopper, and one other bait. So we're going to pick his brain and just see how he did it and maybe just get a little more information, DNR side of things. I think that'd be pretty cool. So you guys be good. Appreciate you joining us. And we will see you next Thursday, or not next Thursday, this Thursday.